at dawn and protected the boat. Badge on my chest, blood on my hands. I buried more men than the desert of sand. I walked the line between the devil and the light, shot faster than sin on a Saturday night. They said I was righteous, they said I was clean, but the mirror showed a man no saint had ever seen. This is the legacy of a just man, a trail of graves and a heart full of rust. I did what was right in a world gone mad. Now the angels won't have me and the devil's been had. The legacy of a just man, written in lead and carved deep in the sand. My son wears my name but carries my curse. He found my old gun and my blood in the dirt. They say the apple never falls far from the tree. Now he's killing ghosts that once haunted me. I watch from the shadows where the righteous go, the price of justice that nobody knows. Every bullet I fired came back around. Now my legacy burns this whole damn town down. This is the legacy of a just man, a trail of graves and a heart full of rust. I did what was right in a world gone mad. Now the angels won't have me and the devil's been had. The legacy of a just man, written in lead and carved deep in the sand. No white horse, no golden gate, just empty shells and the weight of fate. I was the law until the law broke me. Now my name is a warning in the family tree. This is the legacy of a just man, a story told by the wind across the land. Some call me hero, some call me ghost, but the truth is simpler than most will ever know. I died for justice, and justice never let me go. Cuts through the pines like a blade. I'm knee deep in the mud where the righteous fade. Got a rosary wrapped around my bleeding fist, whispering forgiveness while I clench my sins. Daddy preached salvation, mama prayed for rain, but the devil taught me how to speak in pain. Now every hallelujah leaves another scar. I talk to God with steel instead of words. I'm praying with knives, Lord hear me cry, cutting out the weakness, watching angels die. Blood on the altar, whiskey on my breath. If heaven won't have me, I'll drag it down to death. Praying with knives, praying with knives. Her name's carved deeper than these tattoos of shame. She left me for a preacher, but he died the same. I buried him smiling underneath the cross. Now I'm kneeling where the blue-eyed devil lost. When howls like a widow through the graveyard trees, every shadow's got a secret, begging please. I press the cold steel to my lips and swear, if you won't save me, I'll take you there. I'm praying with knives, Lord hear me cry, cutting out the weakness, watching angels die. Blood on the altar, whiskey on my breath. If heaven won't have me, I'll drag it down to death. Praying with knives, praying with knives. No more turning cheeks, no more Sunday lies, just the taste of iron in these bloodshot eyes. If redemption comes, it better come and steal, 'cause I've already sold everything I feel. I'm praying with knives on my broken knees, carving out tomorrow from a past I can't release. Take the sinner's soul, rip it from my chest. I was born to burn, and I ain't finished yet. Praying with knives till the devil says amen. dust settled deep inside my lungs. Another sunrise bleeding red over things I've done. The church bell rings across the fields, but it sounds like a warning now. Every prayer I've ever sent and got buried in the ground. The river's black, the whiskey's gone, the night's still hanging near, and every road I've ever walked led me right back here. Ain't no heaven down here, just ghosts and broken bones. 1,000 lost hallelujahs in a town God left alone. The angels packed their bags long ago, left the sinners to their fear. You can scream up at the sky all night, ain't no heaven down here. The graveyard's full of good men who died with dirt on their hands. Saints became outlaws, trying to understand. Mama said redemption was beyond the great unknown, but I've spent my whole damn life feeling abandoned and alone. The wind through the dead pines sounds like people crying still, like every soul forgotten got trapped beyond the hill. Ain't no heaven down here, just ghosts and broken bones. 1,000 lost hallelujahs in a town God left alone. The angels packed the bags long ago, left the sinners to their fear. You can scream up at the sky all night, ain't no heaven down here. I've seen crosses made of gold and hearts black as coal. I've seen preachers sell salvation to the hungry and the cold. I've watched good men lose themselves trying to outrun the years, but every road ends in darkness, and darkness lives right here. Ain't no heaven down here, only ashes in the rain, the memories of the faithful and the scars that still remain. The devil knows us all by name, he's been listening for years, and when the last life finally dies, there ain't no heaven, there ain't no heaven, ain't no heaven down here. No heaven down here. The crow still circles overhead, the old church disappears, and the silence tells the story. Ain't no heaven down here. There was a man who walked alone, with a black coat and a heart of stone. No one knew where he came from, no one knew what he had done. The townsfolk whispered when he passed, that man's shadow carries a past. A scar on his face, a fire in his eyes, a name that was buried with too many lies. The church bell stopped when he arrived, the streets went cold, the children cried. They knew the sound before they knew his name, a thunder coming through the rain. Caliber 44, singing in the night, a silver flash beneath the moonlight. One man standing in a town full of fear, every soul knew the end was near. Caliber 4, the song of the past, a promise made that was never meant to last. When the dust settles and the smoke clears, only one man remains standing here. Wasn't looking for gold or fame, he wasn't chasing fortune or a name. He carried a burden nobody could see, a ghost from a life he couldn't leave. They said he was cursed, they said he was cold, but nobody knew the story he told. Every bullet inside that gun carried a memory of someone gone. 6 empty chambers, one final prayer, a lonely rider with 1,000 scars to bear. The desert knows what men forget, some debts are paid with regret. Caliber 44, echo through the valley, a lonely sound where the lost souls carry. Not every man who holds a gun is cruel, sometimes the broken become the rule. There was a man, disappear, where broken signs are all that's left here. There's a man who walks beneath the sun, counting the names of the fallen ones. He wears a coat from a forgotten year, carries the weight of the souls who disappeared. No one knows where he came from, no one knows where he's going when he's done. They say he talks to the ones below, they say he knows what the dead don't show. Every scar, every stone, every broken bone has a story that he calls his own. He's the bone collector, walking alone, gathering pieces from forgotten bones. A man with a shovel, a heart made of stone, searching for the lost who never made it home. No grave too deep, no road too far. He follows the smoke of a dying star. When the world forgets the names they carry, he keeps the memories of the buried. From a town of dust, a preacher who lost his faith and trust, a soldier who never returned from war, a woman waiting by a broken door. He found them all beneath the ground, where silence was the only sound. He gave them peace, he gave them names, so they wouldn't vanish like desert rain. Some men chase gold, some men chase fame, some men kill just to remember the name. But he rides through the darkness nobody sees, carrying the dead on his saddle with ease. We'll be waiting at the end of the trail. So if you hear footsteps after midnight and a shovel hitting the ground, don't be afraid of the man in the shadows. He's just bringing the forgotten home. My name, I walk through the ashes, baptized by the flame. A trail of broken promises follows my boots, and the ghosts of my past still howl at the moon. I was born where the rivers run dry, where the angels are buried and vultures fly. A man with no mercy, a heart made of stone, carrying the darkness I call my own. Hear that sound beneath the ground, the serpents come and don't turn around. I am the serpent's venom, running cold through your veins. A drop of my poison will drive a man insane. I am the shadow at midnight, the bullet you never see. When the snake comes crawling, there ain't no mercy for me. The old saloon goes silent when I walk inside. They know there's a storm that I carry behind my eyes. My name is carved on a forgotten grave, a warning for the fools who thought they could be brave. I've seen brothers fall into the dust, I've watched iron hearts turn into rust. Now I ride with the devil by my side, and a loaded 6-gun beneath the night sky. The desert knows the sins I hide, the serpent waits where shadows collide. I am the serpent's venom, the curse beneath my skin, a poison born from sorrow, a war I cannot win. I am the last outlaw standing at the edge of the end. The snake keeps moving forward until the world will bend. The serpent don't strike with anger, it waits for the perfect time, and every soul that crosses me will pay for every crime. No preacher can save me, no river can wash me clean. I made a deal with the darkness, and now the darkness follows me. I am the serpent's venom, the fire inside the rain, a ghost among the living, with nothing left to gain. I am the whisper in the canyon, the shadow you can't outrun. When you hear that rattle behind you, your time has come. Your time has come. first wrong turn at 17, with a bottle of fire and a heart of kerosene. Mama said, boy, that road ain't yours. But I was chasing thunder through broken doors. I stole my peace for a pocket of gold, traded my soul for stories untold. Every mile I ran, every bridge I burned was another lesson I refused to learn. And now the wind keeps calling my name, like a ghost dragging rusty chains. I'm 6 feet of bad decisions, buried beneath this blood-red sky. Every lie and every collision built the grave where my secrets lie. The preacher talks about forgiveness, but heaven don't know this face. I'm 6 feet of bad decisions, and I dug every inch of this place. I loved a woman with the saint's blue eyes, and broke her heart with 1,000 lies. Left her crying in the pouring rain, while I rode off in my pride and pain. The whiskey burned, but it couldn't erase all the devil staring through my face. Every trigger pulled, every debt unpaid, left another cross upon the grave I made. Now the crows circle overhead, singing hymns for the living dead. I'm 6 feet of bad decisions, buried beneath this blood-red sky. Every lie and every collision built the grave where my secrets lie. The preacher talks about forgiveness, but heaven don't know this face. I'm 6 feet of bad decisions, and I dug every inch of this place. Oh Lord, I hear that old train moan, like judgment rolling through my bones. If mercy waits beyond the night, why can't I see a single light? The moon hangs low like a hangman's rope, and the dirt tastes sweeter than hope. I've spent my life outrunning fate. Now she's standing at my gate. I'm 6 feet of bad decisions, a monument to wasted years. Every sin became a brick in the prison built from blood and tears. The angels ain't coming for me, I've wandered far from saving grace. I'm 6 feet of bad decisions, and I dug every inch of this place. Oh, so carve these words into my stone. He walked this road alone, and when the cold wind speaks my name, it'll tell the world who was to blame. Me. Me. The church bell stopped ringing years ago. The streets are empty, covered in snow. The saloon door swing in the wind alone, like a ghost still waiting for someone to come home. The horses left, the rivers dried, old guns were buried where the outlaws died. The names on the walls are fading away, like forgotten sins at the end of days. I hear the whispers in the dust of broken men who lost their trust. Every grave has a tale to tell of a paradise that became a hell. These are the ashes of the old west, burning memories inside my chest. The golden days are buried deep, with every promise we couldn't keep. The cowboy's gone, the legends fade, the price was paid with blood and graves. And all that's left beneath the sky is a lonely road and a reason why. Through towns that don't exist, through broken dreams and iron mist. A wanted poster torn in two still carries names I once knew. The guns are quiet, the wars are done, no more shadows beneath the sun. But every night when the cold winds rise, I see the old west in a dying man's eyes. Maybe we were never heroes, maybe we were never saints, just lost souls chasing glory through a world of rust and chains. The fire that burned our stories has turned our names to stone, but a man ain't truly gone until his legend leaves him alone. These are the ashes of the old west, the final chapter, the final test. The horses run where we once stood, through forgotten lands and broken wood. No more bullets, no more war, no more blood on the saloon floor. Just a shadow riding through the night, searching for a fading light. The dust will fall, the fires will die, but old ghosts still ride under the western sky. Moon was hanging time forgot to keep. Dusty windows, crooked signs, secrets buried deep beneath pines. I parked my truck by the graveyard gate with a mason jar and a twist of fate. The preacher warned me, boy, don't stay, but I never was good at walking away. The night was cold, the shadows long, the dead were humming an old sad song. The bottle got lighter, the night got strange. The faces around me began to change. Outlaws, drifters, men of sin all gathered close and pulled me in. One raised his glass and spoke my name like he'd known me before I came. He said, son, we're all the same someday. Just dust, stories blown away. Moonshine and tombstones beneath the silver moon. Moonshine and tombstones, I'll be joining them soon. The bottle got lighter, the night got strange. The faces around me began to change. Outlaws, drifters, men of sin all gathered close and pulled me in. One raised his glass and spoke my name like he'd known me before I came. He said, son, we're all the same someday. Just dust, stories blown away. Cold through the broken glass, like the voices of a haunted past. I read the names carved in the wood of desperate souls who misunderstood. Outlaws, drifters, men of war, all came knocking on heaven's door. Some found peace and some found pain, most were never seen again. The candles died, the shadows grew, and every word felt strangely true. Bloodstained Bible in the pale moonlight, trying to tell the wrong from right, but every page I turn reveals another wound that never heals. Bloodstained Bible heavy in my hands, filled with ghosts and broken plans. I've been searching for a saving sign in a bloodstained Bible of mine. Down by Blackwater Creek that night, I saw a figure in the firelight, an old cowboy dressed in black, carrying burdens on his back. He looked at me and softly said, some living fear the dead, but it's the sins we leave behind that haunt us long after we die. Bloodstained Bible in the morning rain, filled with sorrow, guilt and pain. Yet somewhere deep between the lines, a flicker of redemption shines. Bloodstained Bible, worn and old, more precious now than silver or gold. When my final sunset starts to climb, lay it on my chest when it's my time. Bloodstained Bible beneath the fading sky. Bloodstained Bible, the truth never learned to die. Bloodstained Bible, Bloodstained Bible. I found a man beneath the old oak tree, a dusty coat and a broken melody. No gold on his fingers, no prayer on his tongue, just a story of battles that were never won. The vultures circled above the sky, waiting patiently for another goodbye. They knew the ending before the first line. Every grave is a poem written by time. The wind keeps whispering through the bones. Every sinner eventually walks alone. The vulture sonnet, written in the dust and blood. The vulture sonnet, a hymn for the forgotten ones. The crows will sing when the bells don't ring. The earth will take what the dead can't bring. No crown, no heaven, no place to run. Only the vultures waiting when you're done. The preacher said he lost his way, but he never knew the price he paid. 1,000 scars beneath his skin, 1,000 wars he couldn't win. His old revolver lay by his side, like the last friend he had in life. And on the ground with shaking hands, he wrote his name into the sand. No angels came, no voices called, only shadows dancing on the walls. The vulture sonnet, let the black wings fill the sky. The vulture sonnet, another soul saying goodbye. The roses died, the rivers dried, the truth was buried where the cowards hide. Every sinner, every forgotten son leaves a song for the vultures when they're gone. They asked me why I write about death. I told them, because death is the only reader who never leaves. The vulture sonnet, singing louder to the night. The vulture sonnet, a funeral without a light. The sky turns black, the bells are numb, the final verse has finally come. No more stories left to tell, only the vultures waiting well. Stood. That keeps falling like it always should. Every promise burned with the walls tonight. Every liar vanished in the firelight. The wind drags names across the ground, but there ain't nobody left around. Only blueprints crossing broken stone, leaving one man walking home. The flames don't judge, they just erase. No witness left to tell the tale. No fingerprints, no paper trail. Smoke swallowed every scream alive. Nothing here will ever testify. No judge, no jury, no alibi. Only fire knows why. Burned out wagons, rusted steel. Nothing left that time can heal. Every outlaw had his prize. Now they're feeding midnight skies. The crows don't care who drew first blood. They feast the same on dust and mud. By sunrise all the tracks are gone, like they never carried on. The fire remembers, but it never speaks. The devil collects, the silence keeps. No witness left to tell the tale. No fingerprints, no paper trail. Smoke swallowed every scream alive. Nothing here will ever testify. No judge, no jury, no alibi. Only fire knows why. Morning found a town erased. Every sin wore the same gray face. The wind searched hard for one last lie. Ashes don't. Banker's watch stopped at 10:30, still hanging where the dust rolled in. Every window closed before sunset, like the whole town knew what came next. No preacher waiting by the gate, no sermon left to change our fate. The wind carried one familiar sound, leather boots shaking the ground. No letters, no warnings, just old promises. Coming home is payday. Every debt comes due tonight. Gold can't buy another sunrise. Mercy won't survive the night. It's payday. Every lie has left a trail. You can bury truth in dollars, but the devil keeps the scale. Silver coins inside pocket, heavy as forgotten names. Funny how a little fortune always disappears in flames. The dealer folded every card, the sheriff locked his badge away. Nobody wanted to remember why they feared this day. No heroes, no outlaws, only men collecting what time refused. It's payday. Every debt comes due at night. Dust remembers footprint even after they take flight. It's payday. Nobody outruns regret. The price was written years ago. We're only paying it now. The pocket watch keeps ticking under 6 feet of clay. Time never forgives, it only waits. One last cigarette burns slowly, one last horse drinks from the creek. Morning never asks permission, it simply buries the weak. It's payday. Hear the church bell lose its voice. Every road was built on choices, every choice became a noise. It's payday. The dust has settled in our eyes when the sun climbs over Boot Hill. Only silence gets the prize. No cheers, no victory, just another payday in a town that forgot how to count. I used to see angels in your eyes. Never noticed the devil wearing the disguise. You held my hand while you dug my grave. Smiled in my face while you prayed I'd break. You drank my whiskey, you shed my fire. You watched my kingdom burn to the wire. I called you brother, I called you friend, but wolves always know how the story ends. The sheep don't cry when the wolf arrives. They only scream when they see the eyes. You were a wolf in sheep's clothing, a cold heart dressed in white. You whispered like an angel while you poisoned every night. I was blind to all your teeth hidden underneath your skin. Now the mask is broken and the wolf is showing again. Forgiveness saves a soul, but he never felt a knife inside his own. The town looked away when you pulled the trigger. Now every shadow looks a little bigger. Your name is carved on a wooden door, beside the names of the ones before. The desert keeps what the living had, and it remembers every lie. I don't hate you, that's the worst part. I just finally know your heart. The monster wasn't born tonight. The monster was wearing a smile. You were a wolf in sheep's clothing, walking among the innocent, counting all your little victories like they never had a consequence. But every wolf meets a hunter, every liar meets the truth. Every grave has a story, and this one belongs to you. The sheep feared the wolf until they realized the wolf was the one they called family. Dust rolls heavy on an old dirt road, buzzards circling where the cold wind blows. Every footprint carved into the clay leads another soul the wrong damn way. Fence posts lean like crooked graves, nothing left around here to save. Every mile whispers low and slow, you should have turned around long ago. You can run, you can hide, but every road has a final ride. Follow the trail if you think you're brave. Every mile gets closer to the grave. Keep your gun, keep your pride. Neither one can change your fate tonight. The dust already knows your name. You're walking a dead man's trail. Broken wagon, rusted chain, fresh blueprints after yesterday's rain. Someone's watching from the cedar trees, holding justice with steady ease. The coyotes howl before they feed. The earth remembers every deed. Every step you leave behind brings me closer every time. You hear branches but never me. You feel eyes but never see. The hunter never wastes around. He waits until you're slowing down. Follow the trail if you think you're brave. Every mile gets closer to the grave. Keep your gun, keep your pride. Neither one can change your fate tonight. The dust already knows your name. You're walking a dead man's trail. The crows took flight before the dawn. By sunrise, you were gone. Only one set of tracks remained, the dead man's trail. Dancing where the blood had dried. Old boot prints fading with the midnight tide. Every cross I carved had someone's name. Every town remembered why I came. The preacher locked his chapel door. The sheriff ain't asking anymore. The devil smiled beneath the pines. Guess he knew I'd crossed that line. I burned the maps, I killed the trail. Left nothing for the hounds to tell. No angels waiting at the county line. Only smoke where the stars don't shine. Every dead was paid and lived tonight. Every ghost disappeared from sight. The wind keeps whispering through the pines, but it ain't calling my name. Broken whiskey on a rotten floor, 6 empty chambers, maybe 4. One by one they learn too late. Mercy never opened that gate. The gold is buried in poison ground. The prayers got lost without his sound. Now every crow knows where they sleep, while I got promises to keep. A man can outrun every law, but never the silence inside. When the fire dies, only one shadow stays behind. No angels waiting at the county line. Only smoke where the stars don't shine. Every dead was paid and lived tonight. Every ghost disappeared from sight. The wind keeps whispering through the pines, like it knows what's left behind. Watched every soul fall down. The ravens circled without a sound. I opened my hand beneath the dying sky. The last bullet was mine. The first man lied with a Bible in his hand. The second smiled while he buried where I stand. The third one swore that blood could wash away, but the desert never forgets. I've been counting names instead of counting days. Every cross still knows exactly who betrayed. Now the moon hangs low like a loaded 45. Tonight somebody dies. If you hear the crows, don't look behind. If the wind gets quiet, you're already mine. It's hunting season. The wolves don't howl, they call your name. The dust remembers every face, one by one. I'll close the reason. Welcome to hunting season. I buried mercy underneath an old oak tree. Now only iron keeps what's left of me. The sheriff left, the preacher ran. Even God won't cross this land. Your whiskey can't erase your scent. Your prayers can't hide your last regret. Every footprint is another smoking gun, and I'm following everyone. No angels right beside me. No demons need to guide me. The hate you planted, learn to breathe. Now it's walking on 2 feet. It's hunting season, no more promises, no more saints. Every heartbeat leaves a trail. You made the list, you chose the reason. Now kneel, hunting season. When the sun comes up, the town will count the bodies, not the bullets, because bullets never started this war. They only finished it. Like the iron doors turn the halogen lights on high. No room for the weak world underneath this greasy sky. Friday night is bleeding out on the old stained concrete floor, cranking up the volume till the speakers split and roar. I got a broken transmission scattered all across the stand, and the power of creation resting right inside my hand. Smell of raw salt and gasoline and hot metallic dust, worshiping the iron, turning scrap back into trust. Gasket seals and piston rings, ritual in the dark, chasing down the phantom of a long-lost golden spark. My knuckles are all bleeding, black grease under my skin. This is where the sermon ends and true gears begin. They're praying in the churches for a little piece of grace, but I find my salvation in this isolated space. Reaching down the cylinder, torquing down the head, bringing back a monster that the streets gave up for dead. Yeah. Shouting out the chorus at the grease monkey Sabbath, carving out a beast on the dark and lawless path. Let the hammers heavy strike, let the metal fist collide, building up the nightmare that the outlaws won't ride. Let the dirty riff tear, let the warehouse floor shake. Out of the garage is completely wide awake. Pouring fresh high-octane fuel straight into the throat, wiping off the black smudge from my heavy canvas coat. No blueprints from a factory, no plastic on the frame, just pure mechanical anger that a coward couldn't tame. The battery is connected, the wiring lines are tight, the sabotage is finished in the dead of the night. Yeah. Shouting out the chorus of the grease monkey Sabbath, carving out a beast on a dark and lawless path. Let the hammers heavy strike, let the metal freak collide, building up the nightmare that the outlaws won't ride. Let the dirty riff tear, let the warehouse floor shake. The god of the garage is completely wide awake. Won't arrive.